Welcome back to the 9 to 5 Vibe, the official podcast of the Wigan Career Center for Professional Excellence. I'm your host, Emily Korkowski-Dvorak, and this week's topic I think a lot of you are going to like and are very important topics right now when the springtime is here. So, to help with that, we have our very own internship experts. That is the theme of today's episode, and so we have Christina Danno, who is the Associate Director of Career Experiences. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. Hi. So I'm Christina. Thank you so much for having me on here today. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so we'll start with kind of the basics
Okay.
of what is an internship and why should students be looking to get an internship? What makes it important?
Yeah. Okay. So that's a great question. So why is an internship important? An internship helps you get experience outside of the classroom. Obviously, I think it's so different. Obviously, school is great and we learn so much in our classes, but doing what you will potentially be doing as your career in that professional environment and getting that hands-on experience feels so different once you're actually there in that physical space doing it. So it's great to gain those skills, build those connections, and sometimes even doing an internship is a pipeline to a full-time role at that company. But it also helps you build your resume for if you were going to move on to a different company. But just getting that experience on your resume is going to be so helpful and help you stand out against other candidates.
Love that. But let's be real. It can be really intimidating out there with all of the different companies, all the different applicants. So, where should students even start?
Yeah, so I would say the first place to start is, well, come visit us in the WCCPE. We can help you get all of your uh, paperwork together, like your resume, your cover letter, help you prepare for future interviews. But, anyways, the first place I would say to start is to make sure that you have a resume that's ready. Every company that you apply for is going to ask you for a resume, even if you don't have that much work experience yet. Especially for internships, companies are not expecting you to have much work experience. So you can include things on your resume like your academic work, maybe research projects that you've done, classes you've taken, volunteer experience, campus involvement. So we can help you put together a resume that will look good for those internship applications. So come and visit us. The second thing I would say to do is make sure you have your handshake profile ready to go. So if we don't know what handshake is, it is which you should know what it is. But um, handshake is our university career platform. So we use it for all things career related here in the WCCP. So that's where you can make an appointment with a career advisor. It's where you can post your resume. Our events are
Mm-hmm.
on Handshake. But then it's also where our employer partners and companies will actually post internships and jobs that they're recruiting for. So a lot of those employers that are on Handshake are actually ones that sometimes will come to our career fairs or to our networking events. We actually go through all the companies and the internships before they're even allowed to be posted onto Handshakes so that we make sure they're customized and they're good and make sense for our students here at Elmhurst. So make sure you have your Handshake profile ready to go because a lot of times when you do start applying for those internships on Handshakes, companies will immediately go and look at your profile and, like I said, your resume as well. So have that ready, but we can help you do that and prepare it.
That's amazing advice. But once you've landed the internship, how do you make the most of it? So, how do you become uh, just an intern to someone that they're scared of losing?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I would say that, make sure you're being a valuable asset to the company, to your team. Say yes to projects, just put yourself out there. I think sometimes it's easy to sort of like close off, especially when you're new at a company or you're like, I'm just an intern here. But really put yourself out there, communicate with your supervisors, with your teammates, tell them what your goals are, share that with them, be open with them. Because that way they'll know like how to work with you, how to communicate with you, and I think that helps with getting work that you like to do. And like I said, even if it's a project that you're scared of doing or you don't think you're necessarily, like I said, good at, just try it. It doesn't hurt to say yes to these opportunities, and that's why you're doing an internship. So just be open and try. Um, and also make sure that you're asking for feedback on projects you're working on. I think it's, be humble. It's great to get that advice from people, especially who have been doing it for a little bit longer or who have experience with that company. So don't be afraid to ask for feedback. It's only going to help you with future projects and future work that you do.
So, since this is the first interview episode, I want to take you through a segment that we are going to play here and go through called Hired or Fired. Basically, you'll just give your opinion on something, and if it's good, hired. If it's bad, fired. So, hypothetically, if we were to say, like, a student who does an elevator pitch that's 5 minutes long.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you would give your opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, first, cue dramatic music. Applying for internships without a cover letter.
Without a cover letter, I would say fired. Fired for
Nice.
that.
Working an internship while getting academic credit.
Hired.
Perfect. And this one is just for my own curiosity. Pineapple on pizza.
Oh. You know what? Fired for me.
Starting off strong.
Sorry, I'm not a huge fan. I know people are.
You're gonna split all of our followers in half.
I am so sorry. Yeah. What about you?
I'm honestly hired.
Really? Well, yeah, you're a
Yeah.
sweets, but you like sweets.
Yeah, all
Anything
the sugar in the
sweet.
world, I'll
Yeah,
take it.
that makes
Anything
sense.
fruit, I'll take it. Well, that was fun. All right, but let's get into more specifics about Elmhurst University students. So, when should Blue Jays start looking for internships, and how should they even go about registering so that they can earn credit?
Yeah, so looking for internships, I mean, I would say you can start looking for internships really your freshman, sophomore year. I would say most students do their internships their junior and senior year, but I would say really start like working on your resume, getting familiar with Handshake, LinkedIn, the job boards, researching companies your sophomore year. So by the time you're closer to your junior and senior year, you're a little bit more prepared instead of waiting to the last minute to get that internship and kind of panicking. So, yeah, I think it's a good idea to start doing your research sophomore year.
Awesome. Okay, so sophomore, junior, around that, sometimes senior for internships.
Yeah.
So, how should they go about registering for internships so that can get academic credit? And what does that process even look like?
Yeah, so to register your internship for credit, it's pretty simple, and I'm here to help you through that. So no, but I would say the first thing to do is to contact me. So we would have to meet to get you registered. It's a little bit different than how you normally register for classes. Usually you can meet with your advisor and then just go on self-service and register. But for internships, the process, like I said, is a little different. So we would have to meet first. You'd make an appointment on Handshake. When you make that appointment on Handshake, it's going to ask you to fill out a survey where you'll be talking about your internship, what you're going to be doing, how many credits you want to register it for, your supervisor, contact information, all of that. So once you fill that out, I'll go ahead and approve it, and then we will set up a time to meet. Once we do meet, we'll just talk a little bit more about your internship, what you're planning to do, what your goals are for your internship, why you feel like this internship is relevant for you, why you think it's a good fit. Um, After that, then we will get you registered for the class. So how we do that is I'll send you an email with a couple links to fill out for registration. You'll have to go fill those out. And then once they're approved by me, your faculty advisor in registration, then the internship gets added to your schedule. So then the internship will count for academic credit, and it will also count for your experiential learning tag as well, which all students do need that
Ooh, a double whammy.
to graduate. Yeah. So, and then you can register your internship anywhere from a half credit to 1.5 credits. So, yeah, just keep that in mind.
Well, before we wrap up, do you have any final tips for our viewers slash listeners out there who are ready to dive into their journey into internships?
Yeah. Final tips. Let me think. So, I would say networking. Networking is huge for when you're looking for an internship, when you're looking for a full-time job. So, a couple tips, create a LinkedIn profile if you don't already have one. LinkedIn profile is great for when you're searching for jobs, but it's also great for when you're looking to connect with people in your industry. It makes it so easy to connect. You can send messages to people. It's a great way to set up informational interviews with people that are in your industry. So get on LinkedIn and start, looking for jobs there, creating your profile, all of that. I would say the second thing as far as networking goes is come to our networking events. But seriously, we really do have great companies and employers that come to our career fairs or meet the professionals events. A lot of times, that's actually how a lot of our students get internships and jobs from those events. So we post those on Handshake all the time. And it's also just a great way, I think, to just learn how to like talk to people and be professional. I think, we don't get that experience a lot in our data. So I mean, you know what I mean though. Like in our day to day, our conversations are pretty casual, but coming to these networking events, I think, helps us kind of build those communication skills and learn how to do an elevator pitch, how to dress for these events, and all that. So come to those events. It's a great way to learn about new companies and industries and hear from people who are actually doing it and involved in it. So yeah, this would be, I guess, networking is my tip.
And they're wonderful tips. Well, Christina, thank you so much for joining me today. You've had amazing tips, a lot of great knowledge. It's been a blast.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been fun.
Woo! And to all of you listening, remember your career is yours to discover. Don't be afraid to get out there and explore, and the earlier you do, the better. This has been the second episode of the 9 to 5 Vibe, and thank you for stopping by. Thank you for tuning in. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and follow us on all of our social media, our TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And remember to always keep the 9 to 5 vibe alive. And we'll see you in the next one.